Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the NEAR token. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Also, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to check that out before watching this one. And I do have two donation links down below in the description. You can go over to one of the official websites and donate to the Ukrainian refugees or to Ukraine's military if you want to support. Thank you all for donating. Thank you all for supporting. Let's get on with the video. So jumping into the daily chart here, we do have two Fibonacci retracements, and I'm going to remove one so that it's not so confusing. So this one is set up with the extension levels to the downside, and you can see that we use this swing high over here, and we have our swing low over here. So this was a nice little uptrend. From there, we went down to the 786, went above the 236, and then we dumped to the first fib level. We lost it, and we got to our technical target at $2.90 on the button. And from there, we had a nice retracement to the upside. So if you followed the videos and you did your own technical analysis, then you could have had this nice 50% trade for the NEAR token. And I am planning to buy into the NEAR token. I do have buy limit orders already up and running. I have all of them on my Patreon, so feel free to join me on my Patreon. The link is down below in the description. You get a lot of exclusive stuff in there as well. And so I did tell you about the 20 EMA on the daily chart. So this could have been a nice level to take some profits at. That would have been a nice 39% trade. And from there, you started coming all the way back down. And now you have the opportunity to buy back in 20% cheaper, basically. So this was a very good trade in my opinion. So looking at where we're headed right now, I would look at the 1.618 once again. So potentially you could come back down here, bounce from this level once again. You could create a nice double bottom pattern. You have your neckline. You're going to have a target to the upside. That target potentially is going to be, let's see. Now we don't want to lose the previous local high. If you start losing this, you invalidate the pattern. So basically, that's going to be a nice $5.58. That's what we're going to be looking at from where we are right now. That is a nice 66% trade from this double bottom pattern. That would be a nice 83%. And that's exactly where the 55 daily EMA is. So keep in mind, the 55 EMA is a very strong resistance level. That is supposed to be your next target after you break the 20. So let's say you break the 20. You backtest it as support, or you even just simply break and have a parabolic move. I would be targeting the 55 EMA because usually in a downtrend, even if you break the 20, you get rejected from the 55 and then you come back down and you continuously drop. So also you have $4.45, which is the 1.272 level over here. And we have lost this level and we have backtested it as resistance, and right now we're coming back down and we could potentially have a nice double top pattern here. So if that happens, we're going to target that, but that hasn't happened yet, and for that we just need to retrace to this local high and we need to dump from there, and we need to lose this neckline over here. You lose that and you're going to be in a target to the downside. And if you want to use the little fib retracement to set your targets to the downside, then you can set up a nice Fibonacci retracement. So from this local high to this local low over here, you set up a fib retracement, and you are going to be targeting $2.28 if you lose the local high over here at $2.90, which is the 1.618 of this large Fibonacci retracement. I hope that makes sense. I hope it's really easy to understand, because you have to apply logic here. If Bitcoin starts dropping, all of the altcoins will drop as well. So you have to understand that. So you have to set your buy limit orders, and you don't have to be greedy. So I like to have my buy limit orders in advance so that when I'm sleeping and the markets drop, I'm still going to buy at the prices that I want to buy at. And that's just my philosophy. It's really simple, right? Now moving to the daily RSI. So we do have multiple resistance levels above us. So you have the white trend line, you have the pink trend line, but let's not pay attention to those right now because we haven't retraced to those and we haven't bounced from them, which I do think is going to come at some point, because once we do that, that will be a very good indicator that we're flipping bullish, because once you break a multi-month resistance trend line, and that is a very bullish sign, but so far we haven't done it. So we have to look for some support trend lines. And I would look at, first of all, 36.28. Below that, you do have this light blue zone, and that is where I would be entering. So 32.55 and 28.42. That's basically in the oversold. If you're below the index of 30, you're in the oversold. So if you start coming back down like this into this light blue zone, that is a good entry, because you're going to have a relief rally soon after, and you can take some quick profits if you're not in the project for the long term. If you're in it for the long term, like I am, then, well, I'm not in the project just yet, but I'm going to be buying in very soon, and I'm going to be holding until we start, entering the bull market, and I'm going to be staking until that point. Now, let's say we bottom out here at $2.22. From there, once we have a confirmed bear market bottom, no one knows when that's going to happen. We can get black swan events out of nowhere. But let's say $2.21 is the bottom. I can bring out the Fib retracement from this low to this swing high, and we have a nice target at $80 over here. So from where we are right now, that is a nice 2,308% from the 1.618 bottom that I just gave you. That is going to be a nice 3,465% trade. So if you have 100 tokens, this is going to be $8,000. Simple. Okay, so I'm just giving you something that I'm looking at. This is not going to happen perfectly. This is not going to play out like I'm saying that it will, but it's just all a probability, really. And I'm going to be stacking my bags. I do want to get at least, let's say, 200 NEAR tokens before we start clearing out all the resistance levels. And I do want to switch over to the Binance chart as well. So moving over to the Binance website, if I move to the weekly chart, I do want to show you a little bullish divergence that I have spotted. So as you can see, a bullish divergence is when the RSI is printing a... Actually, this is not a bullish divergence. This is a hidden bullish divergence. So this is when the RSI is printing a lower low, but the price action is printing a higher low. As you can see, you have this low here, and this low is higher. On the RSI, it's the exact opposite. As you can see, it's the exact opposite. And this usually happens before we see a relief rally. So if we end up seeing a relief rally, where can we run into? Well, I did give you more, I did give you a couple of resistance levels above us, but what you can also do, if you can target swing high. So potentially you could run into the resistance of this swing high over here, okay? Because this is where you ran into as resistance, you pulled back in March of 2021, and from there you printed another higher high. So let me give you that price. $5.47 is something that I am looking at. In terms of support, you do have this swing high over here as well. On the weekly chart, $2.67, another great support zone. And if we absolutely get overextended, then we can look at $1.81 all the way down to $1.54 as our buy zone, because this is where we bottomed out in the last pullback during the last summer's pullback. We're just getting the bearish cross on the weekly, so this is going to be our downtrend confirmation. This is going to be our bear market confirmation, and from there we usually see a little bit more of a downside, but once we get the weekly bearish cross, usually we're going to start looking for a bottom, and the bottom on Bitcoin potentially could have been set last week. A lot of indicators point towards that, but like I said, if we have a recession, I do think markets are going to be dropping, and it is best for you have some spare fiat to buy the dip, because in bear markets, you can set yourself up to be a millionaire in 2 to 3 years. Now, that is everything that I've got for you guys in this video. Let me know if I missed out anything important on the charts. If I did, let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. I do post technical analysis on some coins that we don't usually follow here on the channel. And feel free to join my Patreon. You get a lot of exclusive stuff, low cap gem calls, project reviews, trade alerts, TA requests, as well as video requests. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and